do a little Hollywood action right here.
Oh my.
And that's the hard part. Now we're just going to talk.
So good.
So Jeanette tells me that you were working with the migrant.
Yes, I worked with children in the migrant labor camps, and we had a wonderful time with the children there. I enjoyed it, that work so much.
So, do you remember what year this was?
Oh, it's been a number of years ago now, and I can't remember exactly, I'm sorry to say.
Oh, that's okay. What kind of challenges did you have
Oh,
in teaching these children?
the main challenge was being able to gather them together because their parents would be working and they themselves would be working in the fields, and we would hopefully be able to reach the groups of children in the different areas that we were going into. So it took a little while to get our schedule lined up, but it was a wonderful experience visiting the people in the camps. They were such lovely people.
So what was a typical day like? How did you organize and move from place to place to teach?
We drove by car. That sister and I lived, the sisters in the Palm Beach area, and then we went out to the camps from there to visit our children, our lovely children in the camps. We had beautiful children there, and in the parish, the diocese built a little church out on State Road 7 that we could go there and have our classes and have Mass on Sunday morning. And so it was a wonderful experience being with the children. They were all so lovely and nice.
So I would imagine that along with teaching, you had probably some other challenges or opportunities with these children. Did you have to feed them from time to time, or?
Oh yes, that was part of the work.
Probably providing clothing sometimes.
Yes, the sisters that were near us would give us things to take to the people in the camps, and they would be so appreciative of that. But there are always problems, you know,
Right.
whatever work in which you're engaged.
Right.
Wouldn't you say?
I would think so. Seems to always be, some people call them challenges, some people call them opportunities.
I think that's much better than problems. It's a challenge that God gives us to test our willingness to serve Him, to help His children to the best of our ability.
That's right. You think of a question?
Sister, can you share for me how you became a Sister of St. Joseph? Had you been introduced to the sisters prior to your?
Well, I went to school to St. Joseph's Academy in Jacksonville, Florida. I was not a Catholic, and I myself am a convert. And so I could share the experiences of people. But when I came to realize that Christ was truly present in the Blessed Sacrament of the altar, I could do nothing else but that. And so that being so, I even though that was so, I worked for many years in Jacksonville prior to entering the convent, and had some lovely friends there. But I wanted so much to go back out to visit my dear friends that I had known over the years through our work in the camp with our sisters. We had such lovely children out there. It's just remarkable how good they all were. And the church built a church for the migrant people out on the, what was it, the Delray Road, I think. And so we could meet there and have our classes and have mass and all. So it was a great experience to have a church to call our own for our migrant people.
That must have been huge to have a place, because for so many people, having a place is so important.
Yes, it would be a great gathering place, because prior to that time, just going to each camp, and to come together and realize that they were all joined together, in the love of Christ and in serving Him in the church. It was a beautiful experience.
It must have been wonderful to have such a community, and that you felt the heart of that community was faith.
Oh, I loved working with them, and I guess I was disappointed when I was taking away from that work because I enjoyed it so much. But then I went down to Puerto Rico, and I taught down there for a while.
Fantastic.
So it was not the same though as going out to the camps and seeing our dear children in the camps. Such lovely children. As
those children grew up,
oh yes.
Were you able to reconnect with them when you came back from Puerto Rico?
Well, as a matter of fact, my assignments to the community had been changed, and so I wasn't going out to the camps anymore as much as I would want to, But it was so nice that one of the girls from many years ago, I had taught when I was working with the people in the migrant missions, came up to San Augustine, and we had a lovely visit. And that God gave me that great blessing to see one of those lovely people again.
It must be fantastic to hear her story.
Oh, yes. That's how life had changed for them over the period of time, And thank God it was for the better. They worked under very great hardships for a long time. Our sisters would go out to the camps with food that had been given us, and share it as much as we could with the people. And they were grateful for the help. But we wanted to show our love for them and pray that they would remain steadfast in their church.
When you think of the places and the people from the variety of places that you have met, how does it feel to be now where you are, to know that Christ has worked through you to touch all of these people where they are?
Well, I miss being able to go out to them as we did in the past. But one time, one of the young ladies that I had worked with when she was a little girl in the camps came to St. Augustine, and I had a visit with her, and it was such a wonderful thing to see one of the young people that had grown up and become successful in their lives. They had a nice life, I thought. And so God bless them, and we appreciate all His grace to them.
Do you know if any of those young women that you worked with might have sought to serve as a sister as well? Did you meet any of them later in life as a sister?
Unfortunately, we didn't have too many that I think they were more interested in having a home and family life, at
Sure.
home. But we did have a few that seemed to express a desire. But it was in fact, one of the young women, actually, after I moved up to St. Augustine, she came back to see me, and I was so happy to see one of the people that I had grown to know and love over the years. We had a church out on the Delray Road, out from Delray Beach about 7 miles. And that 7 miles from Delray to the migrant labor camp area was quite different, I can tell you. There were many people in need, and we did our best to do what we could to help them, and for others to help them. It was good when the college opened up down there because it provided a good place for them to come together.
Did you go on to teach others, or did you find other ministries you were assigned to?
I was assigned to other work, that I was assigned to work here in St. Augustine, of all things, to work in the treasurer's office after all those years going out to the camps. And I would much have preferred to have been able to stay in the camps. But that was what our community wanted me to do at the time. So we entered the community and to follow the work that they wish us to do, according to the needs. So I suppose they needed someone to do what I could do like that too. So, but I missed being able to go out to the camps. But I was with other sister that she and I could go out some. Not like I used to be able to do, but at least to try to keep in touch as much as we could. In fact, after I moved up to St. Augustine, one of the young ladies whom we had known over the years came through St. Augustine, and she stopped by to say hello. And it was so nice to see one of those young people and to see that they were moved on, and that God was giving them the grace to do what they needed to do. We were so thankful for that. It was the grace to be able to see the young lady again after a period of time.
It seems to have brought you great joy to visit with her.
Oh yes, it was.
Are there other things, part of your daily life here at Lourdes, that bring you joy?
Pardon me?
Are there other things about your daily life that brings you joy? What makes for a really good day?
A really good day is to be able to go out to the areas where our people worked and to be with them and to be of as much assistance as we could in whatever way we could. And we ask God for His help in being able to do so.
Anything else?
That's all I can think of. That's
Sis-
excellent.
Sister, is there anything that you would want to tell others outside about being a sister of St. Augustine, or about the order that you wish that everybody knew?
I wish that they knew that the sisters were really going out. I think it was done in a manner that was not known so much publicly, And it wasn't that we wanted publicity but we wanted for other people to become interested in the work as well and to carry on the work after we weren't able to do it anymore, because it was a great need to be of help to people that worked in the migrant labor camps. They lived a hard life, but they seemed so happy in spite of that with their families and all, that on Sunday mornings when we were in the camps, someone engaged a bus for us that we could go and pick up the children, and bring them in for being able to participate in the Holy Sacrifice of the Mass. And we enjoyed our Sunday bus rides with the children. Yes, they were so innocent, We asked such simple questions that God knew that they were His. And please God that those children are continuing to practice the faith that they did at that time. One of the young ladies that I met at that time, in fact, came by St. Augustine and came by to see me. And I was so happy to see one of my people from the migrant labor camps and to renew our relationships. We had many children that we would drive into a camp and to pick up the children to take them to the classes that were being held. And the mother would ask us to come in, and she couldn't say anything. She just opened up her closets, and there was nothing in the closet, nothing. And so we had a few things stored in the place where we met with the children. We took some things to her, and a few things to her, and brought her a few more things, and get arranged for her to get in touch with people who could be of help to her. And so we became like social workers in addition to trying to be of help where we could in helping them to learn their faith and to be more acquainted, as much acquainted with it as they could possibly be with help. But the children were all so lovely.
Sister, thank you so much for sharing with us. We're so grateful that you were comfortable enough to come and tell your story.
Well, thank you. I wish you could have been and seen all the beautiful children that lived in the camps and the life that they lived. They were to go and pick them up and take them all to Mass on Sunday morning. And we would all be on the bus together, and we would have such a happy time singing songs together and everything. It was a beautiful time. I enjoyed my working. I enjoyed being able to be of help to them as much as it was possible to do so.
It really was a calling.
Yes. And then our congregation decided there was something else for me to do. And I miss my children in the migrant labor camp so much.
Is there anything else you want to tell us that we haven't talked about?
Well, we just want to pray that more people would become involved with helping the people of the migrant labor camps. to the extent that they can, that there are wonderful people out there working and they're trying to serve their God to the best of their ability. And so we would pray that more people could come out and be of assistance to them.
Well, thank you for spending this time with us.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you too.
But people knew how good all those people were. And that when they take something, some vegetables or something, they would know that how hard people had worked for that food to be grown.
Right. Yeah, we forget about that. We just pick it off the shelf and take it home. We never think about that.
Yes, but a lot of hard work went into it, reaching that point. And we're so pleased that we were able to work with the people who were doing it.
Okay.
It was a great joy.
Well, thank you for today.
And thank you for your coming.
Mm-hmm.